KPOO San Francisco, KPOO into it. I got a chance to meet this sister about 2.5 years ago, and she was working on a great invention, and she walked away from her day job, and lo and behold, she is the inventor of a GPS mechanism. And I'm sure you guys remember the name because the sister's just 25 years old. When she came into the studio, I was introducing her to different people. I was like, this little sister, she's gonna make it. She's 27. And the mother, and thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. She said, no, move, she's 25. So I do stand corrected. The sister's doing an incredible job. She's also pouring back into the community. She has a couple of internships with her today. And we're just gonna jump right into it. Taylor Baloney, the CEO of Find My Everything. Good afternoon and welcome back to Give Life, Save Life.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you so much for having me here.
So it's been a while, and of course you were about to do the fine tuning and everything. You was back in New York, I think,
Yes.
and now you're back here in Silicon Valley with the movers and shakers. How's the product coming along?
It's coming along great. As you mentioned, I moved back to Silicon Valley because I felt like what better place to have a startup than Silicon Valley. And since I've been here, I've had various opportunities, different speaking engagements. As you see, I have my interns with me. We have a new office space in San Jose. So a lot of great, movement has been happening. So ever since January, I moved back here to Silicon Valley, and we've definitely been progressing.
Been making some noise,
Yes.
been making noise. So let's just explain to us. Tell us about this gadget. And we talked about it the second time you were on.
Yes.
Just tell us how to find my everything.
Yeah, so it's called Find My Everything, and the way it works is kind of in the name. And I told you about my story, but just to backtrack, it's actually a GPS tracking device. And the way it works, it's a physical device, and I have it here so you can see it too. And it works with an app, so it's actually an IoT or the Internet of Things.
Let me see it.
Who aren't as technical. So it's you would attach it to anything you don't want to lose, like a purse, a backpack, a briefcase.
You could never tell that this is a device.
Exactly, and that's
It's like a
actually the
keychain
goal.
or something like
yes,
that.
when I created it, I didn't
It's
want
nice.
it to look like a tracking device. A lot of people have these big, bulky, unaesthetically pleasing items, but I
Wow.
wanted mine to be
Yeah.
something that people liked, that it attracted to, and a lot of people ask why it's in the shape of a footprint. And the reason why is because that's our logo, because with a footprint, you can always trace your way back. And so that's our theme, that's our logo, it's on our website, and that's actually the shape of our products. And the great thing is, I'm gonna do a little shout out. Miles has been helping me a lot. He's a graphic designer. He's been helping me with some new products that are be coming out soon.
Is that the little brother that's here?
Yes, he's
Okay.
here.
Give a shout
He's
out to
very
Miles.
talented.
He's here in the studio.
He's going to school right now, so he's helping with like some necklaces and watches and wearable items so that people can wear them as well. Because as you know, a lot of people, kids have been going missing, women have been abducted, people with Alzheimer's disease. So you can track people as well. So that's actually our movement is safety. So, if you have an elderly parent, a grandparent, or, you have a kid and you want to be able to track their safety, that's really what we're focused on right now. And that's the reason why we have these wearable devices come along, because some watches you would never be able to tell what it is. It just looks like an ordinary watch, which is great, especially if something happens to you. And then like the necklaces are really pretty, they're gold, they're designed really nice. So we have a lot of great products that are coming out as well. So this is the first generation.
I like
and almost
it.
like how the iPhone has the 6, 7, 8, we're gonna have new products as well coming out.
And you're on your way. So speaking of which, we're going through a lot of we got the floods that's going on in Louisiana right now. We're having earthquakes. How good would this device be used in a catastrophe?
That's actually, a really good point. So it works with the app. So anybody that has the app on their phone, they can track it. But the good thing is you can actually go on a website. It's almost like a cloud service. So you log on from anywhere, right? As long as you have your username and password, and you can find and track the location of the device using GPS technology. Which is great. There's also an SOS button. So let's say, like you said, there's an emergency that happens. They press this button and a direct signal is sent to whatever number is programmed. And up to 3 numbers can be programmed. So let's say the first person, they don't answer, they're busy, they don't see it ring.
So to roll over.
It rolls over to the second,
Wow,
then it rolls
gotcha.
over to the third, which is great. So, yes.
So Taylor Baloney is definitely making Black history still
Thank you.
move. And GPS inventor. Do you know who the first GPS inventor was?
I don't.
She was a black woman.
Oh, wow.
Dr.
Tell me something new.
Dr. Gladys West.
So I'm
Inventor.
going in her path.
Yeah, Dr. Gladys West. Speaking of being black in the field of technology and, of course, an inventor, what challenges do you come across as far as dealing with tech?
Yeah, that's a good
Tech.
question. So there aren't very many of us in technology, not a lot of women, not a lot of African Americans. It's funny because when I first started this 2.5 years ago, as you said, I would go into a room and I'd be the only one that looks like me, and people would think I was lost. And they would look at me confused. And I remember one time I met with a manufacturing company. My name is Taylor, so I could be a male, I could be any race. So people don't know just from emailing me how I am. And so when I arrived, I was in the lobby and he came out and he was looking all over for me. And he's like, Taylor? And I'm standing right in front of him. I'm like, I'm Taylor. I don't know if he thought I was an assistant or an intern. I don't know who he thought I was. And so he was very shocked. But it's great because when people meet me and they see what I have to offer and they see I know what I'm talking about, of course they respect me and, their mindset changes. But it's definitely, difficult. And but the times are definitely changing and there's more of us in technology and in STEM. And that's something that I'm really promoting. That's why I do so many speaking engagements. And I, have spoken to Green Scholars and so many different programs because I definitely want to promote STEM within the African American community and with women. So that's definitely something I'm doing.
Young woman doing her thing. So talk to us more what they call the Blossom program.
Yes, Blossom.
Yeah.
So we have a couple members here also from Blossom. So I started this actually during Startup Grind in March. And I thought, you know what, I would love for people to get an insight of what I'm doing. And I want them to start young. A lot of times we want to start older, but I realized that with this generation, people are starting younger and younger. So I wanted to introduce them to entrepreneurship, to technology, to STEM. And so what I did was I got a group of individuals from high school, about 3 or 4 girls, and we all went to Startup Grind. And as you guys know, Startup Grind is, a huge event. People from all over the world come, startup companies, you learn about technology and how to get VC funding and just all kinds of important things that you should know as a startup founder. And they got to meet all kinds of people and go to different events. And from that, I decided, you know what, there's so much more I want to do with them. So we're actually going to we're going to meet up. And they're going to all pick their favorite flower because, the name blossomed.
Yeah,
and so they're going to pick their
I like
favorite.
that.
You liked it?
I like that.
So this is how I thought it. My middle name is Rose.
Okay.
And so I thought I wanted to incorporate who I am as a person. And I thought of blossom because like a flower blooms or blossom, I want them to blossom. So what we're going to do is they're going to pick their favorite flower and we're going to plant it and they're going to water it. They're going to watch it grow. They're going to get sunlight and it's going to blossom just like they're going to blossom throughout this program. So the name Blossom and the flower is a symbolism, for them and the program.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So another young person per se wants to get into the business and they have an invention. What are the steps that they take as far as patents, moving forward? I mean, what all do I need to do?
So there's a huge process, but I would say
properties.
to definitely take it one step at a time. What I did is I first had the idea, like you said, I got a utility provisional patent. I wanted to make sure all my ducks in a row because I didn't want anyone to take my idea. I got trademark, I got my name, I got the website. The really simple, basic steps. And from then, I realized I personally need an investor. Not everyone needs an investor, depends on what you need. I have a product, so it takes, more money, but if you have your own funding, you could also fund it yourself. So once you do the basic things for me, I was able to get an investor. You can do family and friends, you can do crowdfunding, you can get an angel investor, so many ways to get money. And so that actually leads me into, I'm actually doing consulting, business consulting. So if anyone's interested.
At the age of 25.
Yes, they can contact
Go
me.
ahead.
Business plans, pitch decks, business proposals, executive summaries, all of these things in order to get an investor that you need to do. A lot of people don't know what you need to do or how to do it. So I'm definitely, willing to reach out, to help other people. And so I'm doing business consulting as well. So it's a big process, but if you take it one step at a time, it won't be too overwhelming.
Ms. Taylor Baloney, the founder and CEO of Find My Everything. You already got one product out. What's next?
So as I said before, wearable devices are definitely next. I'm really excited for the wearable devices because I realized we did a little survey poll on social media, Instagram and everything to see what people like, and I can tell they really like the females like the necklaces.
Yeah.
It's more of a feminine product, and I think the watches will be better for the males. They can wear it, and it doesn't look like a tracking device, so it's aesthetically pleasing. And even the devices, we want different colors, different designs. I want to be able to engrave it, even have like your name on it. So I want to make it creative, and that's something that's
So
different.
what if the sister's looking for a man? Can she find her man with Find My Everything?
A lot of people say that. They're like, can I track my boyfriend or girlfriend?
Where's
I said,
Rufus?
Whatever you want to do with it. I said you can track your kids, your teenagers, rebellious, stick it in their car, find your man, whatever you want.
Wow. So who's your target market that you're trying to reach?
Yeah, so my target market is, a little bit of everyone. Right now, we're actually focused on human trafficking victims. People don't realize that it's such a huge problem right now. And they think of it as only an international or global issue, but it's happening right here in our backyard. 24.9 million people are trapped into forced labor globally. So this is a huge issue that's being swept under the rug. So right now we're focusing on that. We're working with different nonprofits. A nonprofit is actually working with us personally to test our pilots and do a pilot testing, which is a huge blessing. So we're working with human trafficking victims, Alzheimer's patients as well. We're going to be working with the police department to help with Alzheimer's patients. So those are our two main target markets right now. But anybody who loses things, business people traveling on the go, if you lose something and you want to find it, if your child goes missing, we have various markets, but our main niches right now are human trafficking victims and people with Alzheimer's.
There you go. So the magic question is, when do you launch and when is the party?
Yes, so we actually are having a launch party in October. You're invited, of course.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked that. So we're having a launch party. It's going to be in San Francisco, which is really cool. So we have the venue, and now we're just going to get the decorations and the food. So it's going to be first weekend, October 6th. So I'm glad you mentioned that. We're going to have a huge launch party. October 6th, put in your calendar.
Right.
We're going to have a huge launch party, and I'm really excited because we're going to talk about their journey. A lot of people were laughing. They're like, you're having a launch party even though it's been 2.5 years? I'm like, I want to celebrate my accomplishments and also introduce what's to come. So we're going to have, T-shirts and everything, and we'll also be able to order the products, or at least pre-order the products. And so, the launch party will be October 6th.
There it is. So how can we find Taylor Baloney?
Yes, so social media, Instagram, Find My Everything, one word. Facebook, Find My Everything. I also have a vlog on YouTube, so Journey to Find My Everything. You can email me, tbaloney@findmyeverything.org.
Spell the last name for the people.
Baloney is, so my email is TBALON as in Nancy, EY, @findmyeverything.org. And my website is findmyeverything.org. We are not a nonprofit, but .com was taken. So a lot of people ask that. We work with nonprofits, but we're not. But we do have a very huge social impact. We love to give back. We have our CSR, or corporate social responsibility. We gave a $500 scholarship to a deserving recipient. I do a lot of speaking engagements. So if anyone is interested in me speaking to a school or an event, I'm definitely willing to speak. I love giving back to the community and reaching out to the youth.
I remember IBM, Black History Month.
Yes, by IBM, they flew me out. I was in New York, so I flew out here.
You did an awesome job.
Thank you. You were there, right?
You did an awesome job.
Thank you.
You have love around. You have your family support.
Yes,
with you
that's
and
a
everything.
blessing.
You definitely got to try.
Shout out to my interns, Carrington and Marilyn. You guys have been, huge blessing, huge support. They've been helping me, Marilyn, with the technology, website component, and, Carrington with all the social media, branding, marketing. So shout out to you guys.
There it is. And, they're doing an incredible job.
Yes, they're here right now.
They got your back. They definitely got your back. Miles, continue doing the great work.
Miles, too.
So, as we always ask this question with certain artists and guests that we have on the show, in closing, who is Taylor Baloney?
Taylor Baloney is an innovator, a motivator, a speaker, and an entrepreneur.
There it is. Thank you so much for joining us, Taylor. Much love to you and the family. And that date again is October 6th. Okay, and I guess we'll
Launch party.
We'll find the location on your website, right?
Well, it's actually a private event.
Okay.
So it's a private event.
I won't tell nobody. I won't tell nobody.
But you are invited for sure.
I would definitely be there. Taylor Baloney is the founder and CEO of Find My Everything. Sister's doing an incredible job. She walked away as far as her day job being a flight attendant.
Yes.
And, there you go. The sky's the limit.
I like that.
The sky's the limit. All right, so as we continue musically, I want to thank everybody for the first segment.